Hi, welcome to IRS online tutorials. Today we are going to talk about stress in English. A major difference between native and non-native speakers of English is the use of stress. Mainly, we are concerned with word stress and sentence stress in English. Today we are going to talk about word stress. Before we start, I would like you to do an experiment with me. I want you to pronounce the word fish as loudly as you can, minus the vowel I. Did it sound something like fish? It did, right? Now say it again with the vowel I. Fish is easy, right? So we can say that vowels add volume to a word. A word is made up of many vowels or vowel sounds. This is what we refer to as syllables. Now, a word may be made up of many syllables, but it has only one stressed syllable. What do we mean by stress? Whenever we stress a syllable in a given word, what we mean is that that particular syllable is higher in pitch and longer in duration. Now let us look at a few examples, something that we use in a medical context very frequently. Diagnosis, treatment, patient, diet, hemoglobin. Could you identify where the stress is? Diagnosis, the stress is on the third syllable. Diet, the stress here is on the first syllable. Patient, once again, we find that the stress is on the first syllable. As you can see, the stress is never equal in a word. A word, as I said, will always have one stressed syllable. There are certain rules to identifying stress in a word. We'll look at a few of them. However, bear in mind that there are certain exceptions to them as well. For example, when it comes to a two-syllable word in a noun, the stress is usually on the first syllable. For example, table, doctor. In the case of adjectives, if it's a two-syllable word, once again the stress is on the first syllable. For example, present, happy. However, when it comes to verbs, and if it's a two-syllable verb, then the stress is on the last syllable or on the second syllable. For example, arrive. But in the case of verbs, the stress is on the last syllable if it's a two-syllable word. For example, export, arrive. Now what about stress in the case of a longer word? For example, what about a word that has four syllables in it? Usually, in the case of a four-syllable word, the stress is somewhere in the middle. For example, information, communicate. Can you identify where the stress is? Information. It is easy to identify stress. One of the ways in which you can identify stress is by going through a dictionary. In a dictionary, the stress syllable will be marked by an apostrophe. So if you see an apostrophe before a particular syllable, it means that particular syllable is what you need to stress upon. It's easy, right? Now before I go, I'm going to leave you with three words. Let's see if you can identify the stress in them. Photograph, photographer, photographic. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned into IRS online tutorials for upcoming videos on English.